and today we are going to be talking about Wyrmwood. This was requested by quite a few people, but the first person to request it was my buddy Spencer Parkin, so shout out to you. Thank you for requesting it. Guys, keep sending them in. We're loving them. I'm going to pass it on to Marcus. Let's get this thing started.
Hey, thanks, Spencer. I watched this originally on Netflix. It's a pretty good movie, not the best, not the worst, but hey, I want to get some feel for it from these two, and I'm going to go to Eddie. What was your feel for this movie?
My feel for this movie is it was a great idea. To me, they like overshot it with the special effects, just with the CGI and everything. I was just like, what the hell's going on here? You had a good movie going, and you just had to go over the top with CGI. You could just use corn syrup and some food coloring, you know? I mean, it was like they were wanting to make a next Michael Bay zombie movie, and it was like, no, just stick to your original plan and go through with it.
I totally have to agree. You know, obviously it was on a limited budget, but instead of using practical effects, they totally shot all that out, and it was all like iMovie effects,
yeah,
like stuff that's just generally
production grade and stuff.
You know, and that stuff's cool, but in the overusage, I was like,
yeah,
whoa, you can just see it there.
Yeah,
what about you, Tracy?
Well, from the get-go, you can obviously tell it's a very low-budget movie.
Yes.
So, I mean, my expectations weren't too incredibly high to begin with, so that made it so that I didn't just shut it down, because I could tell from the beginning it was a low-budget film. But for it being so low-budget, I actually kind of enjoyed the film. So I thought it was pretty good for being a low-budget film, and it made its way onto Netflix, being that low budget. So I thought that was pretty impressive.
It also, too, made it in Walmart. You can
Okay,
actually buy it in Walmart, too.
Can I just break it to you guys? Any low-budget movie can make it into Walmart
Of
or
course.
Netflix. I'm sorry.
But hey, that's cool that you made it to Walmart. Ain't shit.
It is. It's farther than we are, so shit. What the
Well,
hell?
and it's an Australian film, too.
It is.
So...
It is. And that was interesting. Australia's take on a zombie apocalypse, especially when it's in the bush.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they call it, in the bush.
I want to see some zombie koala bears, some zombie kangaroos and shit in that movie.
Yeah. The thing that I really took away from the film that I enjoyed, and we'll get to you guys as well, but there's that doctor in the movie.
The kooky one, yeah.
And he's been injecting this zombie blood into our, not main character, but I'd say our main female lead character.
Well, there wasn't really much character development to begin with.
That is one thing, but... So what I would take is the main female character, she gets injected with this zombie blood, and slowly she doesn't become a zombie, but she becomes a controller of zombies, and that's something that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, very original.
I definitely agree.
Yeah, you both like that? Yeah, I loved that whole aspect. I'd have to say that was my favorite part of the movie, is seeing her work her magic.
Yeah, what I really liked about the movie, well, because it's her and her brother, basically. He's trying to find a sister, and every time it kept flashing to her and then flashing back to him, I was so much more interested in what was going to happen with her.
Exactly.
And that's what sucked me in. I'm like, I gotta keep watching, because she gotta get out of this somehow. So I gotta keep watching to see how she gets out of this, and it was really interesting.
Oh, I totally agree. The male character had no character development, I think.
He was like a welder or something.
Yeah,
that's not all I got from it.
It started off in his house, and next thing you know, he's just lost his wife. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Oh, you got that gun? That's my gun, you know? I mean, he just went... Yeah, you get what I mean? But
yeah, I get what you're saying.
she's stuck in this turmoil, and... I don't know.
And I felt like there was a little bit more character development with her, because in the beginning it shows her like taking pictures, and you could tell she was kind of the artsy, kind of a weird girl, I guess you could say. So I enjoyed that.
What about you?
Probably my favorite part is the opening act of the movie, just the over-the-top zombies coming at him. And they got his truck and all this armor gear. It's kind of like a mix between Mad Max and zombie movies, you know?
I got that too, because they upgrade that vehicle,
Yeah.
and they find that upgraded vehicle, and yeah, and it's weird that they use the zombies for fuel.
Yeah.
It's like,
That was different.
It was kind of like a weird aspect that I was like, sure, but...
Get your zombie fuel.
But, I mean, that's the thing now. I mean, you look at zombie movies, they're a dime a dozen.
Oh, yeah.
You have to come out with an original idea. And I do think they did that with this movie. I think they came out with a zombie movie with some original concepts, original ideas, and it wasn't over the top boring to where I felt like this is stupid. I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and I wish they would have, like I said, I wish they would have cut the CGI back because I would have enjoyed the movie so much more.
That's probably my only gripe with the movie. I didn't think it was great, but my only gripe that I was like, what the hell? Was the overusage of the generic CGI.
Yeah.
The CGI that any of us can make off of iMovie.
Yeah.
I mean, we use it in our videos.
Yeah, definitely.
We do. And that's saying something because we have no budget. And when you use when I'm looking at your video, and I'm like, I use that effect.
Well,
Come on, guys.
This movie was so low budget, and it actually took them 4 years to film
That's
this
what you were
movie.
saying, and that's-
because they were only working on weekends.
That's
Everybody.
insane.
And
that's
there were
crazy.
probably a lot of weekends that they missed. So,
Partying it up.
4 years to film this film.
You have to give it that. Like, you have to give it to...
Yeah.
They were dedicated.
They were dedicated.
When you look at it, you're like 4 years, so that's 4 years of being in character, 4 years of following character, looks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's tough. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
people
way
can
tough.
put on pounds in 4 years. They can have
lose a limb, anything happens.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that's what it really was 4 years, man, congratulations to you guys. Pretty good film.
Should we rate it?
I would rate. Yeah, let's rate it. Let's start with you.
Because of the originality of it and the different concept that it had, even though it was low budget, which I'm not the biggest fan of, I would give it a 6 because of the originality and because it was so different from any other zombie movie I had seen. I would give it that.
You're not a fan of low budget films?
Not necessarily, no.
I love it.
Okay.
No. You go.
Honestly, I would probably have to give the film about a 6. It wasn't anything over the top. It wasn't terrible though, but I'm not going to rate it anywhere higher than that because they did some original things, but at the same time, they did a lot of stuff that was like, what are you doing? In my opinion. And that's just me. We'll go to Eddie now.
I would personally give it a 7. I was actually pretty impressed that they were actually able to do a Kickstarter project and they actually got backers, and that's how the whole movie was funded, was through Kickstarter. So I give them credit for that. I personally am a fan of the independent B movies. I really enjoy them, so I give it a 7. I enjoyed it.
I love B movies too. She obviously hates them.
They're right.
I mean, I don't think any one of us honestly hated the movie,
No.
right?
I
think we
didn't
all
hate it.
enjoyed it. So, go check it out and shout out to Tracy's friend.
Spencer Parkin, shout out to you, buddy.
Yeah, definitely. Keep the requests coming. Check us out on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we are on Instagram now, so you can go there too. We
Definitely.
are constantly posting new pictures and stuff. Be part of this community. Comment, share, like. We get a lot of messages. How can we be part of you guys? How can we do this? Honestly, guys, we got the staff now. I mean, in the future we might need more, but what we really need is you being involved on the other side of things. We need your input, your conversation, your shares. Let's get this going. Let's
spread the
get
word.
the word, and just the conversation in the comments is awesome, and we love that type of stuff. Anyways, I am Marcus Swinston.
I'm A. Rask.
Tracy Glenn.
We are the Horror Junkies of Utah. You guys have a wonderful night.